I can skip the rest of hearing someone talk about eating a spider.
That sounds really hard.
Yeah.
Dude, good video idea. Let's go.
Gross.
I can't tell you how rare it is what you guys do. People don't create drinks in their kitchen. They just don't.
We have a deep love for soda, and we wanted to try our hand at creating our very own.
You love to see it working, man. But how can two certified idiots create a fizzy beverage without resorting to blasphemy? I'm glad you asked, mate.
When you break it down, soda's just a pressurized bottle of carbonated water and flavoring.
So step one is creating the flavor.
Which of course means finding the perfect palette for our homemade drink.
We're gonna need to try everything.
We have collected a
I've had the soda.
multitude of drinks.
A smorgasbord, if you will.
It's cool.
We spent the next few hours tasting over a dozen different sodas to narrow in on the specific flavors and vibes for our drink.
It's a bottle of...
It's Fanta.
By the end, we agreed that we wanted to emulate several things from the sodas we tried. The sour kick of Sprite Limonade and Squirt.
That is great.
I feel like I would rank this surprisingly high. The fruity crispness of Baja Blast.
You can't be a Baja Blast.
Good. Oh, no. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. And the complexity of a cola. That tastes like a trip to the movies.
By the way, this is our soda tier list.
You can't disagree with it. Have you made a soda?
We also wanted to add caffeine to the drink, but it turns out that's illegal.
Too much of the pure stuff will make your heart explode.
The plan today is we're just gonna make a bunch of syrups and then sort of like beep, 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 until we find the perfect
It's
combination.
gonna sound exactly
Where
like that.
is the best
It is.
one?
Let's just get started.
We grabbed a variety of common fruits, but our personal blend took us in a different direction.
Dude, this part's awesome. I love sugar.
Diet Squirt kind of blows though.
Look at him. He's like a majestic horse.
We
I
ended
will
up
say
leaning
is
into
like,
more tropical flavors.
there
like
was a tier
pineapple
list
and
of
kiwi,
sodas
with a drop of citrus
compared
for
to their
that extra
non-diet
Here
version.
we are. One citrus press. The packaging
Most
is
of them are
insane.
like negligible. That one's just a straight up downgrade.
He's trying to look.
What the hell happened? It was glass.
No, it was plastic. What the hell's wrong with you? You broke it. Yeah, get it all. Oops. I just want to know why. What possessed you?
I just wanted it to be funny.
You were struggling with it like a crocodile with a chicken. After spending way too long boiling fruit mush, we had made a very small amount of syrup.
And here are the 4 syrups we created.
Some of them were delicious, like the pineapple and kiwi, but some of them not so much, like the cantaloupe. It tastes kind of like sweet potato. It's like weirdly like...
It's not very good. In spite of this, we started testing it out with some seltzer, and the results were pretty promising.
Oh, well, it tastes good.
It does taste good.
I think it needs to be sweetened.
How do we do that? Just water and sugar?
Yeah, water, sugar.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
Gutsy.
syrup.
We're gonna make a quick syrup then.
Chat figures it's easier to read
There
from
it
over here.
was. Soda we made ourselves, but it's not that good.
It'd probably only be a C on our tier list. It was clear that it was missing something, and we needed to use higher quality ingredients, starting with citric acid.
You see, fruit tends to lose its sourness when you boil it with a pound of sugar. That is where citric acid comes in.
Citric acid is like the essence of sour. It's in pretty much every sour thing you've ever tasted.
This will give our soda the punch we were looking for.
If you put a spoonful of it in your mouth, your face will do this. The second component is using shelf-stable syrups. They're still made from real fruit and real sugar, but they come in much bigger bottles, and it'll make the flavoring process a lot easier.
And a little cheaper. It was then time for us to finalize our flavor and color. Whoa!
That's
Look at this.
Oh yeah. The last version we tried was barely fizzy at all, so now that we're working with bottles, we have to figure out how to carbonate them. But how do we bottle?
Yeah, I'm just having videos play since I'm about to sleep.
Step 1. Add a few tablespoons of our secret syrup mix.
I have a few
Step
videos
two,
too.
a half teaspoon of citric acid.
Step 3. Add carbonated water.
In order to keep the fizz in the liquid, you need to create pressure inside the
23
bottle. In a
minutes.
factory, they do this with huge tanks of CO2 and a special nozzle that fills and seals each bottle. We have neither of those things.
But we do have a shortcut. Remember that baking soda volcano from school? Any acid will work.
So a little bit of extra citric acid and a small amount of baking soda should create enough of a reaction to pressurize the bottle. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Did we just do it first try? That worked! Holy crap! How did we do it first try? How did we do it first try? We failed like 30 times when we were testing! Look at it, it's bubbling. It's working.
I'm gonna make sure that it's fully sealed.
And then tilt it upside down. perfect and leave it.
Leave it because it could explode.
It could
Genuinely,
explode.
it could explode.
They are
Not even a
pros.
joke. It could.
I feel like I'm in line of fire. Should I duck behind something? I feel like we might have just nailed it first shot. I can't believe we got it without it exploding everywhere.
I know, that's
The
shocking.
amount of soda I had to clean off the floor and the countertop after our mini tests.
Well, I was ready for this to be a mess.
After hours of work and many variations, it was time for us to try the fruits of our labor.
And it has sat in the fridge for a little while. Ooh.
Oh, it did.
Look at that.
That looks good. Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's really tart. I kind of really like it. It might be almost too much flavor. It punches you in the face, but in a good way. Right?
That's good.
It's so fizzy, right? It's that's soda.
good.
That is soda.
That is proper soda. At this
Holy
point,
shit,
it's
in there.
genuinely
Yeah.
really good.
And a soda this good deserves a name that's equally good, and something that represents the bold flavor and the duo that created it. Palate Punch.
The name was set. All it needed now was a label. So I whipped up something bright and poppy that complements the deep turquoise of the drink and has those classic Power Palette colors. We spent a long time on this label and we put a bunch of hidden jokes and references in it.
A trip to Staples and a night of trimming and gluing later, and we had several finished bottles for our friends to try.
Here is the sodas.
Ooh.
Wait, what the
Damn, you guys
fuck?
went all out.
Yeah.
This has vitamin Ethan wake up in it.
I went hard on that. Cheers. Cheers.
I was in this video.
I feel like I'm about to turn into Buff Peter Griffin.
So it kind of has the feeling I've got on my tongue where like you're sucking on like a Sour Patch Kid. I actually really like it a lot.
It's good, yeah.
It is very good. I just have no idea what it is. Like,
It's more fruity than I was thinking it was gonna be, but it is really good.
it's kind of just pretty.
I kind of feel like I'm not dying too. which
I
is
look
nice.
shocked. Yeah, they
The
Yeah, that was great.
woke me up out of
keeping the
a
presentation.
nap for
You
this
put them all
one.
on by hand.
Yeah.
How did you do it? You printed it?
We printed it onto magazine paper. The person at Staples said it wouldn't work.
Because the person at Staples has made so many of their own sodas, and every time they try magazine, it just doesn't work for them.
I'm impressed.
I remember trying the
Yeah,
soda
same.
but not
Yeah,
being in
this
the
was
video.
a lot of work.
And there it is. We made a soda.
Our friends
I
liked
vaguely
it, our
remember
family
it.
liked it. Heck, we liked
I,
it.
This is something that
if
we'll
you had
make for
asked me if it
ourselves
happened at their house
for a
versus
long
my house,
time.
though, I would have thought it was mine.
And that's where the video would have ended. We wanted to see if we could get our drink FDA approved so we could safely send it to fans. So on a whim, we got in contact with a bottling company and they recommended we reach out to a few flavor labs.
Just ballpark it for me. How much would this set us back?
Low end, maybe like 25,000, maybe.
We talked with a few more flavor labs and it was clear that this idea was dead in the water. We were way out of our depth. But we still had one meeting left.
So we decided to give it one more shot and hop in a call with Beck Flavors.
This is Sarah, the National Accounts Development Manager for Beck Flavors.
She's responsible for finding new products to develop flavors for. Immediately, she told us how excited they were about the video and the drink we were making, and told us that they'd even be willing to produce the flavor completely free.
We'd still own the full rights to Palate Punch, but we just have to buy that specific syrup from them. It was a perfect deal. We sent them 2 of our best bottles, and within a couple weeks, they sent us back a professionally formulated prototype. Smell.
Oh, it smells nice.
Smells.
Similar.
Oh, wow.
Color's spot on.
It's really good. It's really close.
Only
it's way
the
fizzier.
slightest notes. It's just like balancing because this tastes amazing and it's very close. But rather than waiting for them to send the next prototype, we decided that we would book our flights to St. Louis and try them in person. This is the furthest we've ever traveled for a video before, so we took the opportunity to take in the sights, see the city. We even stopped at a place called the Soda Fountain. The person who makes the sodas was not available, but who needs them anyway?
We were super excited when we got to Beck. There's this huge wall of stuff that we definitely can't show because it's NDA, but it really set the tone and it was incredibly impressive. Sarah greeted us and gave us a tour around the facility, starting with the lab.
When they say flavor lab, they mean it. They had jars and vials and beakers containing every flavoring compound you can imagine.
Whoa, that's so cool. Here we met Lena, the R&D sample coordinator, but we'll let her introduce herself.
I work closely with both our scientists
Isn't it
and
dangerous
our
to basically
sales
not sleep
teams
for 5
kind
days?
of understand what a
I
customer
basically sleep.
needs.
So when a
So,
company wants a new
what?
product made, they don't always make the flavor for everything in-house. They call someone like you and they get it made.
So you've tried the Palate
Watch
Punch.
close, 5 hours.
What was your personal thoughts?
I thought it was great,
That's
super
good.
flavorful. I liked the sour
It is
notes.
dangerous,
I liked obviously a lot of those like fruity
But I am getting
tropical
some
notes.
sleep.
I thought the color was very fun.
You've worked on making the approved version.
Yeah.
The shelf-stable, FDA-approved version.
Was there
I'm
any
not doing the
challenges
no
that you had
sleep
to
thing.
deal with?
Yeah, I think really being able to like identify those individual flavors. So obviously this is described.
There's some
on
guy
here
right
as a
now, I don't know
sour
if he's live
tropical
still, but
soda.
he was awake for like
It's
10
tropical,
days
you
or
know,
something.
And especially when they're all
Without
mixed
the sleep.
together, a lot of those notes can start to intermingle, and it's like hard to parse them out.
After our chat with Lena, we moved on with our tour to the canning
Kept
plant.
seeing it on,
We're
like,
all
Twitter
wearing
and stuff.
tan blanks.
That's cool.
Those are cool. Donning our most stylish accessories, namely hairnets and goggles. I don't even know how I look.
You look fantastic, Matt.
We saw how they'd be producing the cans of our first official batch.
This is so cool.
That guy stopped screaming. That makes sense. That guy was
These are
nuts.
the mixing chambers.
Wow, so that's,
Different
that's
level.
The big size,
Yeah.
hundreds of gallons of drink.
Let's try it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's actually delicious.
That is good.
NES World Championships does look pretty cool.
We're drinking on camera. It's going to demonetize us.
That's against the advertising.
From there, we took a trip down the road to their additive lab. This is where they make bulk ingredients that they sell to various food and drink companies. It was a clean room, so we only got to film at the door, but we got to walk through the warehouse.
It was genuinely interesting seeing all the equipment and infrastructure necessary to create flavors and additives. Back at Beck Flavors, Adam, the application technologist, had taken our notes and made a second prototype for us to try.
This is the version that we made at home, and this is what the fine people at Beck have made for us to try today.
Do a little side by side.
The color excites me so much.
Color is a big part of the
It
battle.
matters.
It smells amazing.
You guys still have a lot of carbonation in your original.
I'm surprised.
Very familiar.
Tastes like you remember?
Yeah, I mean, I still love it.
So what did you guys do? Get online and Google pressurization
basically,
of bottles?
Yeah.
That's the fun part. Experimenting is the fun part.
Ooh,
That is
spot on.
it's good.
Yeah, I think that's there. That's just there.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you guys want it to be perfect, or are we gonna like fake we can like sit here and be like, oh, we added. Oh, now it's perfect.
Now it's perfect.
I think we want to demonstrate that you guys are incredibly competent.
yeah, I mean,
I don't hate that idea either. It's
That is
yours.
perfect, genuinely.
And this has your 45 milligrams of caffeine.
perfect. Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. Fantastic.
Like, I can't tell you how rare it is, what you guys did. People don't create drinks in their kitchen. They just don't.
I'm very glad that was on camera.
When we first talked, I mean, I was like, huh? You did what? You know, because it's usually like, we've got this idea and we want it to taste like Adam said, there's not a starting point.
They had fixed everything in our notes, and the final version was amazing. Genuinely something we drink all the time.
Once we reached the end of the visit, Sarah took us out to lunch, and we talked a little bit about where we wanted Palette Punch to go.
Feeling incredibly good about ourselves and maybe
45
with
grams
larger
of
heads
caffeine.
than we arrived with, we boarded our plane. It was time for our friends to try the new formula.
A lot better than the first. 9 out of 10.
I really like how sour it is. I've never had a sour soda before. Not out of for the video, like I would actually just drink this.
That's pretty good. All right, take 4. We just can't get one where I like it. All right, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Fucking
Yeah, it's
funny.
very different. Sour self. Yeah, it's good.
I love it. Awesome. So now that we have the recipe finalized, we're going to send it off to the FDA for approval because we really want you guys to be able to
I don't know.
try.
He just
If
seems
you'd like to try
creamy.
Palette Punch, comment down below and make sure you're following us on Twitter. Once we get the cans, we will send them out for free to as many people as we can.
Our current goal is to sell it as merch so that all of you can try it, but we need to show that there's actual interest in it before we order a massive
a
amount of
street
cans.
bag.
It's gonna be
I've seen- I've
expensive.
been-
Very.
We've done new
How
art
can I
in the
argue
canned
with that?
version, and you can see it right here. It'll be
I've
like a
been
couple
laughing
months to
the
make sure
whole
that these
time,
things are
bud.
shelf stable, but we didn't want to keep sitting on this video.
If you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe. We have other videos on the way. We promise it won't be another year, but how often do you make a soda?
Oh, by the way, Palette Punch is S tier.
Casual YouTuber 31.